Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Normally, I don't do a Facebook Live 2 days in a row. There are things that I wanted to talk to you about, and I've been avoiding not saying anything this week because it was a hard week. It was a really hard week. So I want to thank each and every one of you for whoever wished me a happy birthday. And but it was a hard day. It was a hard week, and I want to start off. I mean, I always say, and some of you know, I mean, life's not a Facebook post. So, as much as I set my intention every single day I wake up positive. And yes, that's true. I do. I set my intention for the day, and because I decided it's going to be a good day, it is. But having said that, this week in particular, and particular on Wednesday, being my birthday, was an extraordinarily difficult day. And I don't normally share this stuff because let's face it, it's not always easy to come out and say. And when I was reading some excerpts from my book to a couple of friends, I was crying. So I hope I can put it together. I hope I can keep it together as I do this. And the reason why it was a very difficult day was on Wednesday, being my birthday. It was the first birthday that I was alone. So that's a hard thing to deal with sometimes. And your life in pieces is a continual thing. It's constant. Just because you've reached certain milestones in your life, you don't stop growing, you don't stop learning, and you don't stop gaining clarity. What clarity is, and yes, I do have clarity. Clarity means that you're able to connect the pieces a lot easier and a lot faster, and understand what moves you and what drives you. It's an emotional week with the book launch next week on Tuesday, and but in particular, not only being alone. And when you read my book, you'll know why I went on a self-inflicted dating hiatus, and that is a choice. But there are certain things that you can't choose. And now I'm going to cry. You can't choose losing somebody. And I lost my mom this year. And that was a big thing because there was nobody. She didn't call me on my birthday, and she never will. And that is a big thing. So if any of you have ever lost a loved one, and somebody who's really, really important to you, it's something that you just, I've been avoiding talking about this because it's hard, and it's hard to deal with. And even though you're grounded, and you celebrate all the successes in your life, there's always something that there are things that you can't control. I lived most of my life, my adult life, unloved and unlovable, feeling unlovable, feeling that I wasn't enough, feeling that I could never be enough or do enough or be smart enough. And I think I told this story in writing when I was in university, and I actually majored in English, surprising enough. And my professor told me that I can't write and my stuff is shit and I'll never publish. And it took 30 years to get over that. So there's something that I wanted to read to you. My mom passed away in February, And really, she wasn't supposed to die. And it was very distressing. And the fact, hey Rita, thanks Sherry. And I want to read something to you that I think, I hope, and it really resonated with me. And I was reading this on Wednesday, on my birthday, which probably wasn't a good day to read it. So here goes. Hope I don't cry through it. As life goes on and I experience the joys and sorrow, there has always been and always will be a deafening silence. No one to call, no one who understands me and accepts me unconditionally. The sudden realization that I was part of the worst club of them all, the orphan club. And boom, it hit me. The moment I realized I became an adult. To live a life with no parental guidance. Even when you don't ask them for advice, you know they're always there, waiting in the wings to pick you up when you're down. Not anymore. No unconditional love from the ones that knew you from the very beginning of time. Going it all alone and somehow standing strong. There's an excerpt here also about things my mother taught me that I wish she hadn't. And this is how I grew up. To take abuse, to be dependent, to worry, to live frightened, to stay silent, to settle for less than deserved, to morph your life into your partner's life, to give up all your hopes and dreams, to keep secrets and tell lies to cover them up, to stay in an unhappy relationship, to have no self-love, to have no self-esteem, and to have no self-worth. But things my mother did teach me that I'm glad she did. To be a fighter. It's never too late to start your life over. It's never too late to rebuild relationships. Clarity. To be humble. That education is important. Loyalty. Honesty. Hard work. Cultivate your own friends. She did this later in life. Be resilient. Forgiveness. Kindness. And strength. And finally, I think the most poignant lesson is that it comes time in our life that we need to take responsibility for our own actions and stop blaming our parents. To stop being bitter over decisions they made which affected our lives that we aren't happy with. To understand that we have and we can change our own path. That we are architects of our own lives. It's not your parents' fault that things aren't going your way. It's also not your parents' fault for the decisions that you make. It is not your parents that also makes you accomplish all the amazing things that you've achieved. Know that we have the ability to overcome the chaos of our pasts and pave the way for our glorious future with clarity. That's just something from my book. It's the first time I've kind of read that whole thing. I've kind of been dreading it. Like I said, it's been a hard week. I want to thank each and every one of you for all your support, all your love. I wish you clarity, peace, and I hope that you find clarity in my book. I didn't write it to be cathartic. The stuff that I've lived it's stuff that it's shit people go through each and every day. It really is. And it's a lot of stuff that people never really even talk about. And I talk about it and talk about things that a lot of people never even knew. And I'm sure that there's a lot of things that in your life that you hold close, and the relationship between the book and yourself and your aha moments. And that was just a little glimpse into my mother, although there's a whole chapter on it, because nobody's perfect and nothing's perfect. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you so much, Simon. If you can join me on Tuesday, I would absolutely love it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sending the love and sending the support. And I hope to see you guys on Tuesday at Proof the Vodka Bar at Avenue and Bloor, and sharing some celebration, and know that clarity is on its way for you as well. Have a great day, guys.